cow, are we really doing this? I'm actually doing I'm cross streaming on both YouTube and Twitch right now at the same time. I had gotten some messages that folks were missing me on Twitch, and I thought, if I can do a cross stream, how cool would that be? So I'm a little early. I didn't tell anybody exactly that I would be starting early, and I apologize for that. So we're going to have people kind of popping in here and there. But I've kind of set everything up differently. It's part of the reason why I didn't stream the other night was because I'm kind of reinventing some things, and I wanted to take some time to kind of work on some stuff regarding the stream, regarding my projects, regarding my stitching and everything. So I spent some time this morning. Good morning, everybody. Kind of setting up a new stream. I knew I could do my old, they call it OBS, which is Open Broadcasting Software. It's what I use to stream on Twitch, but I wasn't really sure how to use it on YouTube. So I'm definitely trying to figure out some new things. So I'm not sure how well this is working. I'm going to actually test it on my own phone. Actually, let me text my husband and see if he can double check and make sure that I am indeed showing up. Hold on a second. See what he thinks. But I hope I am. I'm not seeing any chat just as yet. Is my chat working? Hey, Jenny, hey, how you doing? Good morning. My chat is working. Good. Cool. This is my first multi-stream. So we're gonna see how it goes. Hey Sheila, good morning. Ah, you're on Twitch. See, I can see who's on YouTube and I can see who's on Twitch. So this is pretty cool. So I am hey Daphne, I am cross streaming. So just depending upon which platform you're on, it's all good. Hey Christine, good morning. So yeah, so we're getting I'm working on some stuff. Hey Jackie, working on some different things here. So I'm pleased so far. This is good, and it allowed me to fix my camera because I'm using the software now. I can actually cancel that stupid autofocus and get everything back to the kind of the way it was. So hopefully production value will be a little better, and everybody will be happier, I hope. I'm on both, Sheila. Hey Shannon, good morning. Good morning, Mindy. Yep, I am on both, so you can choose whichever one you want to watch me on. And I can actually see from you guys' this software lets me see when you guys type. You can't see it, but I can see it. Who's coming from Twitch and who's coming from YouTube. So that's pretty awesome. It's a meeting of the Stitchers. I did not stream on Friday. I've a little burned out, a little needing to reevaluate kind of what I was doing with my streaming and whatnot. So that's why I came on here, and now I'm doing both. So I just needed a break from all that, which was funny because I took Wednesday and Thursday off, and now then I work Friday, and then I work Saturday, or then I had Saturday and Sunday off, but yet I needed a break because I was working too hard on my stitching stuff. Proska. Hello. All right. See my socks I'm wearing today. Oh, I gotta stretch. I did something to the top of my foot the other day. I just need to stretch it out. So I am still working on Reaper, but I wanted to stop doing nonstop Reaper streams because that was definitely burning me out. But I'm going to show you guys what Reaper looks like right now because Reaper is coming along really nicely. About 2,000 stitches to go on this baby. And I will still have a live stream whenever I finish this, so don't worry about that. But we're getting closer and closer. It's getting closer to being done. But I was a bit burned out on it. So I am going to work on some Lincoln Memorial. Now, can both you, can YouTube, I know Twitch can see the picture at the top up here of the Lincoln Memorial, but can the YouTube folks see the Lincoln Memorial as well? Let's see if my husband texted me back. All right. Looks great. Fantastico. Fantastico. So, I have been working on some new designs, a bunch of new designs that we'll get to at some point. I'll show you guys on my phone towards the end of it. Oh, good, 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 good. The blues, yes. Well, I just like blues, period, right? But yeah, there's a lot of blues in this one. I am excited to work on this one and get this one done. Going forward, what I'd like to do for at least the foreseeable future is work on one pattern that I've always been working on. So like right now, that is going to be Reaper until I finish it. But then also work on like 2 or 3 other ones of my own designs, because I need to get some of those, more of those finished. I'd like to be able to go to one of the, like in 2022, go to like Nashville Market or whatnot. So I'm going to need some more of my own stuff finished. But the sooner I can finish some of those things, the better it will be for my design side. So I'll work on Lincoln Memorial. I'm going to work on Empire State Workers, and then I'm going to work on probably one of my new watercolor designs, which I might as well just show you guys because I'm crazy about it. That's where we were yesterday. Went to this little place to have lunch. Oh, they had the best pretzels ever. And it was right along the foothills and snowy and whatnot, so that was fun. So like this kind of stuff. These are new on the store. It's a watercolor cross stitch. So it's watercolor, but I converted it into cross stitch. So I think I'm actually going to start this one because I love the blues on this one. But then there's also this one, the Labradors, the Sleeping Labs. Let me see if I got any more. Check out the cat that came in the other day in his carrier. His name was Mo. I call it Mo's going to the moon. And so, because he's in his little bubble. That was his carrier. It was pretty funny. Oh yeah, and check this one out. This is another one of my new designs. It's so beautiful. I love the colors on this one. So I'd also love to start that one. Oh yeah, and then look at Binky. There's a picture of Binky sitting on my husband's lap the other day. And she's just sitting there, just resting her head. That's what she does now. I got a lot of pictures to show you guys. Oh yeah, and then I also did this one. I got an eyeball. Oh, if you guys want to see the, that's not even the most recent picture of the grow tower at home or in the kitchen downstairs. We're going to actually have lettuce today because it's really exploded. So we have romaine. I think that's romaine, and then it may not be romaine, maybe something else. And then this is broccoli we're trying to grow down here. So we're seeing how it comes out. I think that's all I have pictures of right now. Oh, and you guys remember those little chows that I had to rush out of a stream and go see? Look how big they are now. Actually, let me turn it this way. Look how big they are now. They're like 7.5, 8 weeks old. Morning Storm. They're so big and they're so cute. They're so funny. So, all right. Let's get this stitching for crying out loud. But anyway, we're going to be doing a bunch of different things. I'm pretty excited about it. But I've got a lot to do. So the other thing is that some of these projects are just not working well for me in um, the what do you call them, in the frames. So I'm kind of going back to some hoop stitching, which has been a little bit difficult to readjust back to it. Um, so I'm just trying to get used to doing this again. Um, I don't know if I'll do any. I might do some loop stitching. No, I probably won't do loop stitching because I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. I'm still working on it, and so I did I did this last night. I just worked on the bottom of the piece because it's really not very tall a piece. It's about 140 by about 330 or so. So it's not that far. But anyway, I worked on that bottom part now just to get my brain together so I can actually start working on some other stuff. Let's see here. I just got to figure out what I want to stitch. I didn't really get my floss together because I was jumping all over trying to get my stream set up properly. All right, so how you guys doing today? What are you all working on? Any progress? Any good news? Any fun stuff? If I can just find my 413. 413. There's 413. I need to put more in bobbins. Hello, Eileen. Am I going to do different series with the watercolors, like other animals or places? Absolutely. I've got a bunch of dogs. There's cats coming. And I have cars. Hey, Ghost. There are some classic cars that I'm doing with watercolors. And I'm trying to get some more places. So it's I do want to do like a bunch of series of those. And the nice thing about the watercolors is that because of the nature of watercolor, it's not nearly so, how do I say this, like detail centric. It's more about the overall effect. So I can actually shrink these down somewhat to still provide good quality cross stitch without it being like massive. Like it's going to be smaller than a lot of my other, well, I think a lot of my other stuff. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, so I put about a dozen of them up so far, and almost all of them are dogs, just because, you love some dogs. But we got a bunch of cats coming. I want to say I just put that the first car one up. But places, I absolutely want to do like locations and places, and maybe even take some of the stuff that I've already done and transition it into watercolors. That would be cool too. That would be cool. So, oh, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do regular stitch. My old-fashioned stitching. Got some old-fashioned stitching going on. All right. Do I still remember how to stitch? I'm using this little clip to hold the fabric in place. That was kind of a pain in the butt to try to figure out how I was going to hold the fabric yesterday. It's so funny because I'm so used to doing it now with a frame that I needed to figure that out. All right, hold on. Ah, hello you. But I just want to, I want to just try a bunch of different forms of cross stitch design. So you may see me jumping over into things that you're like, well, that's weird. That's not what you normally do. But I kind of want to learn how to do it all. I want to do it all. And I still want to do more monochrome. I still need to do more black and white stuff because I still love it. It's hard to find pictures that actually will look good like that. So you started your dreamscape pattern? Cool. Remind me who's that from? Who's that from? Don't, if you say dreamscape, then I'm going to be like, oh. because I don't know who that is. I got, this one has the rounded tip on the needle. I'm not sure how much I like it. We'll see. We'll keep using it. This is 14 count fabric, so it's nice to go back to some 14 count because I wasn't using that. See, and I already messed up. This is supposed to be 414, not 413. Silly. Oh. Well. Brown, 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 brown. Wow, 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 wow. Whoops. How many of you guys saw that and you're like, that's not right. It's not right, Jules. Stop. Stop. Don't do it. Wow, 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 wow. Now I gotta find 414. I know I have it here because I have all my, it's a complete mess. I have all of my Reaper stitches right here. And I will be working on the Reaper today. I got about 400 stitches done yesterday. Well, that's just a bona fide mess right there. I got about 400 stitches done yesterday on it. Oh, nice. Thank you. Hey, Nicole. 477 shades of cross stitch is the author. Nice. They're from Etsy? Cool, cool. Thank you, thank you. Oh man, I need to spend like a day and upgrading all the designers and all of the Flosstube channels. Like it needs a full day of work to just get everything going. To get everything updated. I started updating the stores a little bit on my archive blog thing website, but I'm like, this is going to be a huge list. Huge. All right, now we're cooking with beeswax. Whoops, sorry about the camera action here. I expect more people to start following a little bit after 8 because that's what time I normally supposed to start, but I don't even follow my own rules. Not at all. Where's my, oh, there it is. It's the microphone, kind of ish, microphone-ish. We're just going to stitch a little slow today, more peaceful. It's actually kind of nice that the way I'd set up the frame before was I kind of, I set it up so that I'm kind of hovering over top of it. So this is definitely more comfortable on my back. I could set the frame up so where it's more comfortable, but I haven't done that yet. I fidget too much when I stitch. Unless I'm sitting in the lazy boy, but I can't sit in the lazy boy because dogs. Whee! Hey, Anstis. Doing a lurking thing. Totally cool. Totally cool. Cross streaming on Twitch and YouTube today, so I'm sure I'm throwing a little tiny curve out to some people. But I'm like, what is going on? Craziness, I'm telling you. Craziness. Cross stitching craziness. Feels good to do some different stitching though. I was sort of like the monogamous stitcher on Reaper. Was getting a little, it's getting a little old for me. I don't have that level of focus, clearly. The next stream, I should put this camera on the other side so that my right arm is more free. I think that would be beneficial. Man, that pretzel was good yesterday. Like the softest bread ever for a pretzel. Usually pretzels are like, you know, some of them are really soft, and then so many of them are just like hard. You know, it's like they're slightly overcooked, they're a little crispy, and some people like them like that, and that's cool. That was a soft. And then I had a Cuban sandwich. Oh, I love me some Cuban sandwiches, man. Whew. Oh, and people were wondering if I have the Nurge. I do have the Nurge. I discovered that I had the Nurge. Where'd it go? Oh, it's way behind me. But I got the Nurge hoop stand thing out. Still not quite 100% thinking I'm going to use it. I've got to practice. The more I practice, the better I get, the more comfortable I feel. So, hello, Iceland. Shaky Iceland. You've had over 8,000 earthquakes since Wednesday? Many are over size 3. Holy cow. You guys have a lot of volcanoes there, though, don't you? Oh, Soja, I'm glad you're here, though. That's cool. Hey, Janet. Don't have a lot of experience, having a hard time finding a place for your pattern. Can you suggest anything? Finding a place for your pattern. What exactly do you mean? I'm not understanding. Tighten it up a little bit on the underside. Man, poor Iceland. Land of beautiful stuff. Beautiful, beautiful. I want to go to Iceland one day. That would be cool. Hopefully not turn into volcanic eruptions. Holy cow. Yeah, right? Thanks, Nanette. What's up, Nanette? Yeah, are you looking for a pattern, or are you just looking to putting a... Yeah. We had some more snow. We got snow. Night was that Wednesday night? I think it was Wednesday night. We got about 6 inches. So I was very happy with 6 inches of snow. That was cool. Oh, when you're stitching, it falls off anything you try to prop it on. Are you stitching with a hoop? Are you stitching like just with your hand, freehand? Or frame? Because if you're using a hoop and you're trying to prop it on something, that is really hard. You're going to need something, a hoop holder. A hoop holder. You have lots of patterns. You're in the right place. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Ah, shoot. Snag. Right in front of me. Snaggerific. I'm not surprised. I'm going to snag more with the hoop because I'm not as careful. There we go. Untwirl here. Man, it's really wound up there. The Stitcher's Garden in Conway, Arkansas shop has online today, has 30% off. Cool. Can you share a link, Nanette? Nice. The Stitcher's Garden. Nice. I need to get back into doing some of my giveaways. I've got patterns to do giveaways with. I need to do those. Is it just today that the Stitcher's Garden has that sale, Nanette? What's up, Jay Holder? Well, I'm glad you're able to catch me as well. I went to stream on YouTube, and now I figured out how to cross stream, so everybody can be here. You're trying everything. If I don't find an answer soon, you're going to scream loud. Oh, goodness. Okay. I'm having a hard time understanding. Let me show you what I have. Let me show you my Nerge. Or Nerge. So there's this little baby, which is a pretty snazzy little thing. Comes from Turkey. And it's called a Nerge. Got it off of Etsy. And so what you can do is you just kind of set it under your legs. Whoops. Well, it doesn't work well on this chair, which is why I'm not doing it as much. But you see it has this thing here, and then you can put your hoop in there. I don't really want to work on that this way today, but and it holds in place, and then it just holds it up. So there's that. Are you talking about the fabric, or are you talking about the pattern? St. David's Day? What is St. David's Day? Just for today, 30% on everything. Pre-order, but pre-order and special orders. Gotcha. Hey, Trish. Oh, wow. Sunny UK. That's awesome. There you go, Daphne. When you stitch with a paper pattern, you have a clipboard, you put your pattern on, you place it on your lap or the arm of a couch, and you stitch away. Absolutely. Yeah, I do that all the time too. Clipboards work really well. Oh, Dreamin' and Ada, another UK citizen. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, absolutely. A paper pattern, absolutely. Yeah, I used to use a clipboard all the time. Now the clipboard is someplace else, but yeah, clipboard. Whoops. Clipboard works right. Patron Saint of Wales. Ah, wonderful. Fantastic. Well, happy St. David's Day. A day in advance. We have St. Patrick's Day coming up here in a couple of weeks. I think it's a Wednesday, I think. Almost a Thursday. It's a Wednesday, if I recall. Oh, yeah, clipboards were great. Good job, Daphne. I'm kind of really excited that I went to Pattern Keeper though. The only paper pattern I have is Dachshund. I'm going to put Dachshund aside for a little while. Just for a little while. I'm going to be focusing on some other things. And this, I don't think it'll always be like this as far as, you guys know I always switch things up. Can't help myself. But I need to get some of my own stuff done. At least done enough that you can tell what it is. I'm going to do some slow stitching. Give me some of that. Oh, okay, I just knocked my scissors into my lap. That was awesome. Or paperweight. Use a clipboard too. Keep a magnet at the top to grab your needles and scissors. Cool. Use a magnetic board with metal ruler. It not only holds your pattern but also shows the line you're on. Nice. Oh, I've seen those. That is actually really nice. So morning, Becky. I finished reading my first volume of the Stormlight Archive. I finished the audiobook, I should say, and I absolutely loved it. Okay, I'm getting a little irritated with this needle. Don't like the rounded needle as much right now. Just a little harder to get it into where I need to get it into. The Way of Kings, if you guys like fantasy books or anything like that, oh my goodness, it's a classic for a reason. It was so good. So now I'm into the second book. It is really, really good. Already better. Amazon, here I come again. Oh, it's funny. Use scroll bars and Q-snaps, so depending on what size you're using, you will fold the working copy of your pattern up and use a magnet to keep it in the top corner of the stitching. Keeps it right there in front. Exactly, that's awesome. You have heard of other people that fold their paper patterns and then use a needle minder to hold it under the fabric that is in their frame. That I've seen that one too. That's pretty cool. There are a million different ways. Just like there's a million different ways to stitch, there's a million different ways to prep your stitching. I am 3% along on this pattern. I think I'm at 95% of Reaper, which is pretty sweet. This is going to be a harder one. Maybe. 2, 3, down. Oh, and the other thing I want to start designing too is stuff with text. I actually started working on that. I've been working on something for somebody, and but I'm gonna actually, I think, start putting. I just want to learn everything. I love to learn. Learning is cool. cannot help myself. There we go. I really made this pattern confetti though. I'm not going to go back and change it. I want to see what all the colors look like, but really made this pattern quite confetti heavy in spots. Confetti heavy. Bully Stitcher! You finally made it to a video that wasn't ending? Ah, well, that's all for the stream, folks. I was kidding. Good morning. Welcome. I'm glad you made it. We've got quite a while. We got a couple hours left in the stream. Amazon guys on your Christmas list. You see him 3 times a week, and he does throw your packages. What do you mean he throws your packages? Like badly? Badly throws your packages? Stormlight Trilogy is one of my faves. Recently just broke your humerus. Oh no, Sheila. That's not funny. No stitching for you. Stormlight Trilogy, Stormlight Quadrilogy. The latest Stormlight book just came out. Hey, Marcia. What's up? How's your snow? The 4th Stormlight book just came out. I forgot what it's called. But it made such a big hit, and that was one of the things I was like, you know, maybe I should actually start reading this book at some point. I was a little daunted by how long it was, but oh, so flippin' good. I'm so sorry you broke your arm, though, Sheila. That stinks. Did you fall on the ice or something? Oh, doesn't throw your packages. Good. Nice. Nobody should throw packages. That's not nice. Sorry, I'm thinking in my head. We got quite a bit of rain overnight, so not much snow left on the ground. Oh, wow. Man, I would love to get some rain too. Bobbinate and floss this morning. It's boring, but it's what works for you and your organization. I got to bobbinate a ton. I just haven't done it yet. So it's good to have this live stream to keep me distracted from the boredom. That's cool. Good morning, Victoria. Just got your Dr. Pepper and sitting down to stitch. How wonderful to see Lincoln. This is on 14 count Ada. I got my diet Dr. Pepper here. Oh, excuse me. The 14 count. Yep. So it's a little bit bigger, a little bit different than what I've been doing. So the variety is nice. Nice. I'm gonna highlight that. All right. Now it's gonna be time. Let me tie this. Let me tie it off. Oh, look at how terrible that looks in the back. Looks so bad. I don't care. No big deal. It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna find another color. Oh, I actually just bought a bunch of floss from Everything Cross Stitch. Just got that in yesterday. So part of it's for this pattern, part of it's for something else. I can't remember what. Something else. All right, let me see here. Do. Do I have any 3755? Must look. Where is the puff? Yeah, see, I totally need a bobbinate today. I do need a bobbinate because I'm gonna like mess all my stuff up. You figured I'd be finishing Reaper on today's live stream? You know, I burned out on it a little bit. I did so much. I'm at about 2,000 stitches. I could not keep working on it at the pace I was going last weekend. I actually spent my Wednesday and Thursday working on new designs for the Etsy store, and so I got about a dozen new patterns up on the store. They're totally different than what I've been doing. So that was sort of what I focused on. And then Friday night, instead of streaming, I started reimagining sort of what do I want to do going forward? What do I want to stitch? You know, I need to get some of these my own designs stitched. So I kind of had a and then I didn't redo my office, but I made it bigger, sort of. I have an L-shaped desk, and I had really kind of boxed myself into this room in a way that made it, I always bumped into things as I was moving out. So I sort of reorganized stuff and turned the desk slightly so that I have more room to get in and out. So it's nice. It's way better. It's way better than it was. Ah, there we go. All right, start up here. I'm Priscilla and Chelsea. Real Housewives cross stitching. For those who don't know, they talk about 3 delivery guys throw their packages over their fence into the snow. Seriously? That's just not cool. You were amazed yesterday that you had an Amazon driver that rang the doorbell. None of yours knock or ring on the doorbell. I ran to the door and thanked him. Ours don't usually ring the doorbell. Some of them do. I prefer they don't, just because actually we don't have a working doorbell, but sometimes they'll knock. But we can usually hear them, believe it or not. Like I have like Amazon hearing where I can hear the driver. Oh, I'm gonna snack. Oh, but I didn't somehow. That doesn't look right. What am I doing? What am I doing? Wow, I am out of practice with this whole hoop thing. So, well, like when the post office dropped off the floss yesterday, I actually didn't realize that we had gotten home at like 1:30, and we had checked the mail and it wasn't there, and I knew it was coming by post office. So when I went to I was like, you know what, that should be here by now. So I went to the website and I clicked on the tracking, and the tracking was like, we just delivered it. So literally like 10 minutes after I got home, it was delivered. So picked it all up. That was pretty cool. But we normally don't like for our drivers to knock on the door just because of the dogs. The dogs go nuts. Yep, slipped on the ice. Going to order a Lowry stand. Did not know there was a 4th, still in the 3rd. Read them as they came out. Keep rereading the 1st. Oh, it's the 1st is so good. I was like jumping up and down like the last like 5 or 6 chapters. So good. So many like moments, you know, and running around the room, you know, so excited. Um, so, um, but yeah, no, the 4th one just came out this past fall. So I forgot what it's called. I said that already, but there we go. Oh, speaking of Flosstube, one of my favorite all-time Flosstubers finally got back on, um, and is doing some videos. Is doing a whole series um, of whips and like what she's got, going through everything. Crafty Curator, um, who is somebody who I love, and she did I want to say two videos this last week, um, and so she just has the most soothing voice. But I love her stuff. I absolutely love her stuff. So anyway, so I'll throw that out there. She was she was off Flosstube for the better part of a year and just came back. So I was happy to see her. I'm way behind on chat here. Getting organized, trying to. Want to do that pattern, but I think I want to do it with 18 count so it's not so big, but I've never changed sizes of projects before. Have you done 18 count? And then I know down here, Eileen says there's no need to change a pattern to stitch on a different count of fabric. No readjustment needed if you want to use 18 count. Just stitch as normal and it will be fine. Absolutely. The only thing that matters is the size of the fabric that you use. There's no difference. When you look at like Pattern Keeper, there is no difference between this being 14 count, 20 count, 40 count. It doesn't matter. The count is just how many of these little X's fit in an inch. And so the higher the count, the smaller, the more stitches that fit in an inch. And an inch is not necessarily, that's not an inch. And so that's just 10 by 10. So I recommend going to like a fabric calculator, or if you, yeah, 18 count works really well. So a couple things you can do. If you want to do it by yourself, which nowadays I do it by I cut my own fabric because I have a ton of leftover fabric from stuff. So I'm using old fabric on some of these newer projects. But what I did do was whoever I ordered the fabric from, for me, which is a stitching shop, but you just tell them the stitch count and what color and what count fabric you want, and they'll cut it so that you have all the proper borders and everything. Nowadays I use the Yarn Tree fabric calculator because it's really easy to use. You just plug in your stitch count, how many crossed, and then you just kind of you kind of go from there. So yeah, that's all you got to do. And there are tutorials on Flosstube for that, but it's really straightforward. I I am going to be doing more things on 18 count because I can't have things that are like gigantically huge. I don't want everything to be huge, and I want some stuff to actually fit on the frames. But because if I had done this in 18 count, I think this would fit on a frame just fine. But I get kind of tired of stitching on 18 count. That's just me. Captain McChirpy Pants. Hello. Hello. But yeah, there's no difference. Wait, I gotta make sure I catch up with my with my chat. The Underwater Spirit. The month of March is Women's History Month, so I'm taking 3 lectures on women pirates throughout the ages. Sweet! Amazing women in 1920. Sweet! That would be like the suffragists in the 20s, I would think, right? So I did not know. Well, I don't. I was watching a video yesterday. So you're talking about Women's History Month. Oh, wait. If I do that, I get all confused. Trying to think if I have anything recently. Wow. How did I do that? Get that all caught up. Snag some stuff over here. I am really going to have to pick up my game when it comes to stitching here. Ah, I gotta undo this here. Whee! I should do an article about that on the blog because there's some pretty cool cross stitch patterns on Etsy, especially that celebrate women in history. So I should do that. I should do that in my copious free time. Do you change how many threads you use, like 1 instead of 2? Totally depends upon the kind of coverage that you want, so how much you want everything to cover. So if you look at Reaper, so Reaper is on 18 count, right? So this is, I'm stitching 2/1, so you can see the level of coverage. Now, could this have looked just as good like 1/1? Possibly, but you may want to just try it. Yeah, Boogie's right. 2 threads for 14 and 18 normally. And absolutely right. Normally stitch a small square to make sure you like how it looks. Exactly. I think once you get to like about 25 count, that's where like 1-ply thread is probably, or 1-ply floss is probably better. Actually, it is better. But play around with it a little bit. See what you think. It's got to feel good stitching. You got to be like, yeah, I really want to stitch on this. Because if it doesn't feel good, that would not be, you're never going to finish it if you don't do that. Hey, Cindy, what's up? I'm taking a break from Reaper, as you just saw. 2,000 stitches to go. Just wanted to do something different on the stream today. Something different. And work on one of my own designs. Oh, meant to say, bought an underwire spirit from Tapestry Market. Normally stitch Hades, so a stamped one would be nice. Change, you think? Oh, that's cool. So a stamped cross stitch. Is that just easier in general because you can see exactly, like it shows you like put this color here, put this color there? I would think it would be. I apologize for hitting the camera. I really should move it next time. First things first. Multi-stream first. Hey Katie, hey Carrie. How you guys doing? Working on epic Pokemon. Done 4,000 stitches in 1 week. Nice. Nice. This is a good website to see examples of thread counts. Are the links able to come through? I can't see the links. It has the pattern on the fabric with the key stamped on the fabric as well and comes as a kit. Nice. How convenient is that these days? With it being so hard to find things. So convenient. When I was looking at the floss on Everything Cross Stitch, and the reason why I buy my floss from Everything Cross Stitch is because, one, I'm lazy. I don't like to go in stores and pick everything out and then have the checkout person like counting and going through it, because I bought like all the floss that I bought, and so it was a lot. I've gone through a lot with Reaper, so I've had to replenish a lot of those most common colors with Reaper, but then I try and gear up with some other ones here, but especially this project. But the floss, but going on Everything Cross Stitch was the first time I had seen like so many colors, or not so many, but definitely some of the most popular ones being out of stock. I would have thought that we're reaching a point where hopefully things are starting to normalize a bit. I got to put my my staff on a list to get vaccines, which made me happy. I don't know when we're getting them. I think this week we'll become eligible here in Colorado to get them, and so we're looking forward to that, because as soon as we all get vaccinated, no more curbside. No more curbside. We're going to bring everybody in and get back to normal, I hope. Although the exercise has been nice, running in and out. That's provided me with some very, very good exercise. But Not a lot of fun. Not a lot of fun. A little over 1,600 stitches done on Our Lady working on her crown. I would love to see progress pictures. I want to see how that looks. Do you know that now your designer DMC will give you the floss you use? Seriously, Nanette? Ronnie didn't tell me that. Ronnie never told me that. I mean, that was from way back in the day, but you send it in and they'll send you what you've used. Dude. All right, I'll look into that. I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that due to the dyeing process, darker threads tend to be thinner than lighter threads, mainly 310. Maybe that's why people have issues with, like, they don't feel like their 310 gives them good coverage, and they prefer Anchor 310. Oh, I shouldn't say they. I've had a few people say that. I feel like my 310, is it thinner? Hard to say. Hard to say. No shopping in stores because you use the DMC. They like to give back to the designers. Oh, that would be flippin' amazing. Especially when we use the, oh, that's really cool. I had no idea. That is awesome. I love it. It's really nice. Let me highlight this. You've also been hearing about sulky threads. How do you think of them over DMC? What do you guys think? I have never used those. Not used them. Maybe not on links. It's threadbare.com. Huh. I don't know if YouTube doesn't allow links. I'll have to search into that. I'll have to search into that. Threadbare.com. How's Binky? Binky's good. Oh, Binky's bad. I should say that. Binky's a bad girl. So, Binky has little to no reservations about being. I mean, she's absolutely 1,000% not house trained. I mean, she lived 12 years of her life probably in some level of cage, as a whatchamacallit, mill dog, puppy mill dog. And so she doesn't understand the concept of being house trained, and it's been difficult because she doesn't really like to go outside. I mean, she gets really scared when she goes outside. So, so I've been trying to use puppy pads and different things. Well, one of the things that she's been doing as of late, well, I shouldn't say one of the things. So what happened was, you saw that I showed that picture earlier of her sitting on my husband's lap. Well, after she sat on the lap for a while, she likes to crawl up onto the table and walk around on the table. Which I hear you. I hear you. Are you telling me you need more food? Really? Okay. And so she started crawling around on the desk. Well, last night she was up walking around on my husband's computer desk, and she peed like a lot, and messed up some papers and some different things. And we didn't get mad at her. We didn't, yell or anything like that. But, it's like, well, I guess no more up on the desk whenever she wants to. That was not good. But she's otherwise a good girl. She's so flippin' cute. I was able to cut back her hair a little bit more on her face yesterday. So she would, she needs to get into a stream someday. But she stays in the bedroom and likes to sleep. But she's a lot more clean now that I got a little bit more trimmed off her face, because she's kind of a messy girl when she eats. So getting more trimmed off her face makes it easier to keep her clean. Snaggerific. Rhythm of War. That's the name of the fourth book in Stormlight Archive. Also, a lot of designers don't use DMC now. It's all about the fancy floss now. You know, it is fancy floss, but I mean, it's more expensive. And I don't think I'm ever going to design with anything but DMC because it's just, you know, I don't like using, well, not that I don't like using, I like the Weeks Dye Works and stuff. There's a couple different ones that I like using, but it's so expensive and my pieces are larger than most, so you should just be able to use DMC. So you're so fortunate you had to put your Dixie to rest a few months ago and her vet let you come in. Oh yeah, we absolutely let people come in for that. And also if there's um, a, like one of those, like we're having the discussion about whether or not we're going to do it, and it needs to be like an in-person quiet discussion, we let people in for that too. Um, Thankfully, none of us have gotten sick lately, which is good. So we're we're pleased about that. But I'm telling you right now, like by summer, we're gonna be living like it's 2019 again. Science. Until next fall, when we need to get more vaccines. But by then, we'll be on track. I got a snag. I got a snag. Rip it. Ah. 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 Mistakes everywhere. Boy, I gotta get some practice in. I gotta get me some practice. All right. Let's see here. Gotta go over there, but I gotta come down here. Come down here and then go down there. Maybe that's what I'll do. There we go. I like sulky threads depending upon the stitch count. One strand of sulky equals 2 strands of DMC, so it doesn't work well on smaller counts, but for me on 16 count, it's nice. Where do you even buy that? Like, is that, because, like, I think, where was I? Michael's the other day? I didn't see anything like that. Went to the chiropractor on Wednesday. Oi, man, was I messed up. Lots of major poppages. Found sulky online. See, I don't, I'll be perfectly honest with you guys. I'm not even sure if I've heard about, like, if I really knew that sulky was a new line until just recently. Is sulky, where are they from? Is it American? Where are they from? So one of the things about the cross-stitch designing software is it will allow you to um, do a pattern in just about any kind of, actually, but I don't recall seeing sulky on there. Not that I can remember. In sulky floss. I mean, anyway, they let you do your patterns in just about anything you want to, and I always make sure I convert mine back to DMC, or make sure it's always in DMC, I should say. You bought a set at the Houston Quilt Show a few years ago and just recently finally tried it. Houston Quilt Show. Do they have cross stitching there? They have a big expo here um, every year, like, but it's virtually all quilting. This is so nice doing something different, especially this project. I'm so interested to see how this one turns out. On this particular pattern, this was one that I actually got a picture on my phone, believe it or not, and then ran it through a image. I don't know. I don't even know what kind of a thing it was. It did some kind of effects on the image, and it was totally by accident that it came out to look like this. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, and I was like, oh my god, I love that. So now I'm doing it. All right, Marcia, we'll see you later. Good reminder about the fancy, expensive floss. Started stitching because it was affordable craft, and that is why. Oh, thanks. Emphasize the affordability of it. Absolutely. I mean, I'm not fancy. Period. And I'm not. I in no way am I um, saying anything against anybody who, you know, everybody does. Everybody does their own thing. Cross stitch, please stand down. Um, but if you're doing these large, these large things, I mean, you can't use expensive floss with it. At least I can't. Cross stitch is very affordable until you start getting into some of the specialty dyed fabrics and special threads, and that's fine because you can get some beautiful, stuff out of it, and people love it. And if that's what they love, go for it. But for the average Jules, this works just fine. This is old school stitching. Give me some of that old school stitching. Sulky is better known for their machine embroidery thread. Ah. You used sulky threads many years in your sewing. It's only recently you've seen it used for cross stitch. Nice thing is that a spool has 50 yards on it, so it goes a really long way. Oh, nice. Have I ever made a quilt or pillow out of my cross stitch patterns? I have not. I wouldn't even know how to do that. Now, could you do it? Sure, but I have no clue as to how that works. You could also do diamond painting with it. I need to actually, that's one of the things I was thinking about putting on the store, was converting doing some pattern conversions into diamond painting, for those that are interested in that. But I was looking for, as I was working on text-based patterns, I was looking for a font that I really liked, that it was free or that I could get permission for. I found a really cool one. I can't remember the name of the designer offhand, but I double checked with him and made sure it was okay that I could use it for my designs, and they're like totally cool. They didn't even ask to be credited, but I'm gonna credit him for it when I get it, when I finally get some stuff done. But may work on that today. We'll see what I feel like doing today. So much to do, so much to do, so much to say. Outside of Nashville Market, guys, is there any other, like, I just don't know, because I've never really thought about it until I started doing my own designs, but is there any other like big cross stitch event that's out there? Because I've only ever heard of Nashville Market. Checkbox. Okay. Got some 3799 around here somewhere. Somewhere. Okay, I must clean up today. Someday. Clean, clean, clean. Clean, 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 clean. Clean, clean, clean. Maybe not. Maybe I don't. Alright, let's find the color I do have. Go. Certainly I must have some 317 somewhere. My throat is especially scratchy today. Why? I do not know. I took some, well, I've been sniffling and stuff. I think it's my allergies. Allergies. Allergies, allergies. Well, I'm so incredibly organized that I'm having a hard time finding my thread. My floss. Alright, what can I do? That's a better question. Trying to quilt and your semi-domesticated carnivore won't leave you alone. Anyone interested in being needed for an hour or two by your needy felines so you can get something done? I would volunteer my husband for it, because he loves that. Okay, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Let's see. Let's try. Which one's... Oh, there's 413. Since I already pulled it out, I'm all set. Come here, you. Come here, you. Nice. Nice. Yeah, and that's why I can't cross stitch on in the stitchy chair downstairs, in the comfy chair, the lazy boy, because it's kind of Topher's chair now, so I don't get to use it, but oh well. Someday. Go. Now we're cooking. I think this is the top part of the building. Like this is the top left, like up there. I can't get my finger on top of it. At the top of it, right where the building, like that part of the building comes over on the Lincoln Memorial. Do I serge my fabric edges? When I get my fabric from certain people, I do have them serge it. Otherwise, I don't. I need to serge my edges, or I need to hand serge them. That requires a level of patience I haven't found yet, but I need to, because like you can see the edges here are just, I just cut those fresh, and so. But most of the time, what's up? Oh, I got rated by Unicorn Sand. Nice, on Twitch. Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you, thank you. Very cool. Well, welcome, folks. Thanks for following Coral Pen. Nice. Welcome, guys. I need to hand surge Trish. I can't talk. So that's the thing. That's the thing I got to do. I tried doing it with Empire State Workers, and I got far enough along. It was all right on the top, and then I gotta fix that pattern though, because I actually sewed right into. Anyway, I folded it over and sewed part of the fabric that wasn't supposed to be sewed into the pattern. Whoops. No worries, kids. Needlework Galleria, which normally happens every year in September in St. Louis. It's like market, but cross stitchers get to go and buy from designers. Didn't happen last year because of COVID. Cool. Well, thanks for following Unicorn Sand. Designers can sell to the consumers. St. Charles, that's right outside of, is that right outside of St. Louis? Is it a big thing? Is there a lot of people there? Because by September, I would think that things are going to be a lot better. Things are going to be way better. That only means more pressure to get things done. I appreciate you, Unicorn, though. Thank you so much. Call Kathy. Hold on. Let me take a picture of that on my screen so I can remind myself. All right, back to stitching. You have to raid and run. Lots to tidy up. Yeah, sounds good, Unicorn. Thank you so much. Oh, wow, really? You helped another designer and you did not sit down for 9 hours every day and the room was packed? You can never walk the halls. It's so packed. Seriously, I've never heard of it. Um, um, so is it mostly physical patterns? I mean, is everybody going there to get physical patterns um, or do you do like, are there ways to like set it up so that people can be emailed their purchase? And I guess you could do it both ways. That sounds awesome. I'd have to bring hubby. Maybe mommy. That would be cool. Bring my mom, make her work. She would not love it. No, she would probably, she would be so like, she'd be so good at that. If she wanted to do it, if she felt comfortable in doing it at that point, if there was a lot of people there. That sounds like fun though. What design application am I using? I am using WinStitch. I'm like, I have to make sure I say that right. WinStitch. But I also use a lot of other things to get my patterns to where they need to be. So, and I don't reveal secrets. I apologize, but Ronnie kind of taught me a lot of stuff, and he said if I ever tell anybody how it works, he might kill me. No, I'm not kidding. Well, I'm not kidding. Freudian slip. He didn't say that. He said, please don't. So I said, okay. So, because he taught me so much. That sounds like fun. That almost sounds like more fun than needlework than the Nashville market, because you'd be seeing actual consumers. You would come and work with me? You've got the time? Nice. Let me hold you to that. Patterns, everything. We set up and room with everything. Patterns, threads, finishing items. Looks like a store. Oh, sweet. Holy cow. 2019, there were over 600 stitchers in attendance. It is in St. Charles, right across the river from St. Louis. Holy cow. That sounds amazing. I should not reveal my secrets. Exactly. Thank you for understanding. Yeah, it's a let's just say it's a multi-step process, and it took, well, and I'm still learning, but it's taken a long time to understand and get there. So when you see my stuff and you're like, my black and white monochrome stuff, you're like, that looks like a Ronnie Rowe. Technically, it kind of is. but with my twist on it. Actually, I need to reach out to him. I talked a couple weeks ago, but I want to show him some of my newer stuff and ask him if he's ever been to that stitching place. Oh, sweet. Well, guys, that sounds like a plan. I really, up until today, did not know about that. Why? Probably because I am sheltered. Sheltered in my own little area. But what that means is I got to get more stitching on my stuff done. And so if we're going to do this, I got to get stuff done. Ah, snag. Okay, well, I just created a massive snag in the back. I'm going to leave it. There's got to be videos out there, right? Like YouTube videos where people have done videos about being at that place. That would be so cool. Actually, that would also be a great, if there's a list of everybody, that would also be a great resource for filling out my blog more. I always say blog. It's not a blog, Julie. It's an archive. At least that's what I keep telling myself. You know what? Maybe I'll talk to Ronnie today. We'll see. Oh, yeah, totally. Bathroom breaks have got to be. Respect the Ronnie. Oh, yeah. He's such a good guy. He's such a good dude. They take over the Embassy Suite Hotel for a weekend. It's a blast. You live 5 minutes away from it. Oh, wow. You've only serged or sewed your edges. Very cool. You'll still see occasionally. Do I have that piece of fabric? I'll still like put some painter's tape on something every once in a while if I'm in a hurry for something. All right, let me look up St. Charles here. St. Charles, Missouri. I'm going to look at my map here real quick. Oh, it's on the west side of St. Louis. Okay, okay. Nice. That's about a 11, 12-hour drive. The only downside of that is the Blues aren't going to be playing during that time. But it's my home. There's St. Louis. Nice. Where's the is that by the airport? Okay, there's the airport, so it's west of the airport. Cool. Shoot, we'd probably drive in for something like that. Well, you'd have to if you're going to bring everything. Plus a printer. There's a list of designers. Oh, I know what I'm doing today. Checking that stuff out. Very cool. So let me ask you guys this. This has something to do with the archive. So as it stands right now, I've got probably at least a couple hundred different designers. What is on my, something on my thumb? Now, do you care on a list of designers? Do you care if you're looking at somebody who's on Etsy or somebody who's just on their own website? Does it matter to you guys at all? because one of the things I need to do is well, one of the things I am doing is I'm picking out that big list of cross stitch stores and designers and everything. I'm picking out the um, uh, stores that are just like supply stores that you can buy floss and fabric and all that stuff from, accoutrements, um, so that people are able to find things a little easier. There's a celebration in needlework that is held in Nashua, New Hampshire. That would get me to New Hampshire. Vendors classes. Last you checked, there is one scheduled for the end of May this year. Ooh, that's pushing it. That would be pushing it. Well, I know that I couldn't do it probably. Well, vaccinated. The funny thing is like as soon as more and more people get vaccinated, we're going to see like a pretty quick reversal of a lot of rules and stuff. Well, if we see cases, hospitalizations, deaths, and everything going down as a result. So do people like travel from, he was there? Oh, okay, cool. All right, awesome. So do people from like all over the country come into these? I mean, it sounds like, I mean, it's full enough that people must travel in for these things. And it's just for basically the love of cross stitch that people just jump in and they're like, you know, I want to, I mean, that's to me, like before I design, like that would be exactly the kind of place that I'd want to go to. Where have I been? My head's stuck in a pile of floss, probably. I mean, that just sounds like a big, gigantic gathering of all my peeps. My kind of peeps. Oh, there's lectures and classes. We could do food truck crawl. Oh my God, you won't be able to get my husband away from the food truck crawl. Do appetizers at one truck, walk to the next one, do main course, walk to the next one, do dessert. Oh my God, that's so awesome. My husband is going to be in heaven. Wow. Thank you guys so much. You guys always teach me something every single stream. And this one is very exciting. Very exciting, as I would say. Very cool, very cool. Yay. Yay, hooray. Hello, Danielle. Good morning. Wow, that is so cool. Why do I not know these things? Because, honestly, because I'm not in the world. I know that. I don't watch enough other Flosstube. I don't watch, yeah, must get myself together. I'll yell at my husband. I'll be like, "Hey, honey, we're going to St. Louis in September for a cross stitch show." He'll be like, "All right." 3325. Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah, actually, now I may just do, I'll finish Reaper and then just do only my projects for the next 6 months. How much can I get done? Guys are so awesome. I'm going to be bouncing around for the rest of the day. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Food trucks. We love food trucks. It's hard because there's not been, our favorite food truck out here was this Wings food truck. And they seem, I don't know if they've, I don't know what happened to them, but they aren't going around and doing stuff anymore. And so we're kind of sad about that. So we're, well, I think that's this one here. So, but what did we find the other day that we liked? There's a barbecue place we tried last weekend that has a food truck, but they weren't out that day. So we went over and got food. Oh yeah, I was telling you guys about that. The barbecue. It was actually quite good. The meat was very, very good. The sauce was pretty good. Not my favorite I've ever had, obviously, but the meat was really well cooked. I got me some ribs and some pork. It was wonderful. As the 2-liter goes, pow! Kerplow. Sweet! Hotels all around were sold out. People even used Airbnb. Wow. Get to get out dog and cat t-shirts that are in the back of the closets and be Team Peeps Jules. Dudes, I would get you t-shirts. We should come up with some sort of, yeah, totally awesome. Guys, I got my mind racing and my hands are flying. Sweet. So excited. Of course, then I'd walk around and I'd see 20 other patterns I'd have to stitch. And I would get them. And someday I would stitch them. Are the big designers there, like Cross Stitch Collectibles, Heaven and Earth Designs, are they there? Don't know why I said that. Because I'm excited. I'm so excited. Oh man, I gotta go over to work as soon as we're done here because they changed off our electricity. We had to shut off our entire electrical grid last night, and so I gotta go back in and restart everything, make sure it works for tomorrow. But then when I come back, then I'm going crazy on stuff. I'm like, did I just do that right? I still haven't watched the Wanda show. Hubby keeps telling me to do it, and I know the last episode's coming up next week. So, at some point, I'm more interested in watching Cap and Winter Soldier. Ooh, got used to holding my hand with a hoop. Holding a hoop with my hand. You guys are busy stitching away. Everybody's just got their heads down, stitching away. You could talk to DMC and be a thread and fabric representative for the weekend. Love that thread turnstiles. Doesn't hurt to ask them. What's a thread and fabric representative? What does that mean? Sweet, 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 sweet. Man, there's like a whole tour. There's like a whole cross-stitch tour. Do the circuit, so to speak. Well, that would be a way to meet Ronnie faster. $20 patterns. Oh yeah, I would get 20 patterns and I would get them. Absolutely I would. Heck yeah. My problem is I don't have enough time to stitch everything, including my own stuff. But I love the things that other people do. Absolutely love it. There's so much. There's so much in cross stitch that it really ought to be so much more popular than it is, you know? It's a stigma. And the more people we bring into the hobby, the more diverse the hobby gets, the cooler the hobby gets, you know? I got the stupid Love Boat thing in my head right now. Stop it, Love Boat. Welcome. Welcome, Aurora Lee. It's a raid. What's up? Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, guys. How you doing? Very cool. Thanks for following, Robin Sparrow. Appreciate that. Hello, Aurora. How you doing? How's your day going? Thanks for coming in. I'm cross streaming right now on Twitch and YouTube, so I stopped streaming on Twitch for, wait, what did I just say? Cross stitching on, did I say right? Twitch and YouTube. I stopped streaming on Twitch for a little bit because I switched back over to YouTube, but now I learned how to do both. Thank you for following. I got to go back and days going. You need a nap though? I got you. I got you. Sundays are a perfect day for a nap. Whereabouts you from? Talk with Ronnie, see if he would come and do a lecture. Absolutely. I don't know if he'd want to lecture. He'd probably want to just goof off and hang out. I shouldn't say goof off. He definitely would want to probably show his stuff because he's got all his new designs coming out. And so he's got his music line. He's got his space theme stuff. If you want any of his new stuff, if you see it anywhere, you can order it from him. You just have to email him. Nova Scotia, Canada. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, well, it's one of my own designs. So I have a store on Etsy, Stitching Jules Design, and I'm working on this one. Just have only gotten a little bit of it done. Trying to get a lot more done. Nova Scotia, on the east coast of Canada. Can't even talk it. You use DMC and Ada, that's all you use. You're like a golden child to them, one-stop shopping. You have your patterns, fabric, and thread in your room. Oh, well, I mean, that's pretty much all I use. I'm a golden child. Oh, that's funny. Nova Scotia, on the east coast. You know, lurk and get a nap. Well, happy streaming. Thank you so much. Do I need model stitchers? I do need model stitchers. If anybody's interested, Daphne stitches for me. I've got a few others. It's just I just, you know, would like for people to definitely be committed to just to do one, because if you're doing it, then I won't do it. And so, but if it needs to get done, you know, we figure it out. That looks like the exact, no, it's not the same color, but it looks like the same color. So I don't really ask for help because I know it's a lot to ask, and to be focusing on one thing to try to get it done in a shorter period of time. Daphne does incredible work. She's just brilliant. If you guys could shoot me an email, I'm not always the best at checking it, but stitchingjules@gmail.com, and we can chit chat about it. Because just about anything that's in the store now is up for grabs now. So the key is that I have to have it back after you guys do it, because obviously I have to have it for a model. But we'll talk. So stitchingjules@gmail.com. So I had a bunch of folks who were interested in the very beginning, and then honestly, I think Daphne was the only one who really sent me anything back. And so because I understand you like you kind of you like it, but you're not loving it. You don't stitch it, and that's fine. It's no big deal. Um, but I've kind of learned, you know, I don't want to put people on the spot if it's going to be difficult for them to finish something in a certain period of time. So, whee! Man, I'm excited now. No, I'll just do a little bit more. Good. Hey, speaking of somebody that I talked to, what is up? CJ, what's up? From FOCO. Fort Collins? Fort Collins, right? FOCO. You guys got plastered with snow this past week, didn't you? Oh, goodness, Daphne. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sweet. We need to get at the FOCO. Fort Collins, Colorado, on the north side. On the north side. Oh, yeah. Man, lots of snow, sunshine's melted most of it away. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So, were you here that day we were talking about? And I think this is true. I mean, I haven't independently looked this up, but that Old Town Fort Collins is supposed to be considered the actual model for downtown or Main Street on Disney for Disneyland. Um, Supposedly the the designer, the drawer, artist, whatever that created Main Street and the conceptual drawings was from Fort Collins, and Walt Disney wanted a typical Main Street look, and so they he kind of drew what Old Town looked like back then. Because if you look at pictures of Old Town, the shops and the architecture and whatnot, it looks a lot like Main Street. I don't know how real that is, how true that is, but supposedly it's a great little town, though. Great little town. Gonna get off and tend to your two cats. They got a little spooked by the latest earthquake. It was a big one. Oh, Silja, you take care, okay? I'll keep an eye on that. That's pretty crazy. You stay safe, all right? I'll see you on the next stream, which should be on Thursday morning. I hope. It should be. It should be. I should be back in my routine now. You've heard that too. Think Disney is pretty loosely based off of Old Town, but still pretty awesome. Love the old pictures of College Avenue and Old Town from back in the day. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Um, Sorry. I say that sometimes. If my Canadians are here, I have a weird way of saying, not weird way, I speak with a Canadian accent with certain words like goes and knows. And yeah, when I say certain words, it just comes out Canadian. I shouldn't say Canadian accent. I think that comes from watching a lot of hockey. Oh yeah. My, if you guys ever seen the movie um, Secret Life of Walter Mitty, not the original, but the one that was redone with Ben Stiller. I was not a big Ben Stiller fan for a long time, and honestly, to be perfectly honest, I think this movie is the only movie that I like Ben Stiller in. It just, everybody has their preferences, and I absolutely love the movie, but the footage that they shot in um, Iceland is unflippin' believable. It's so gorgeous. It's a really good movie, though. It's one of those that, I don't know, I think it has a lot of life lessons in it. Very underrated, I think. Haven't been able to keep up this weekend. How's Reaper coming along? Nope, I haven't finished Reaper. I'm about 2,000 stitches away from being done. So that has come out pretty good. I'll be working on him later today. I've been slowing down a little bit on the progress because I really almost got totally burned out on him the other day. I did like 1,000 stitches and then I did like 500 stitches and it was a bit much for me. And I'm like, I need some rejuvenation here. And so that's when I was like, all right, I'm gonna do these new designs. I'm gonna work on some stuff. So I was just telling them about the whole the text patterns. I've got a font that I really like. I'm gonna try and get that one thing done, and then do some more. And then I may settle in for a little bit with the patterns while I'm just kind of, I don't know. I change my mind every other day, it seems like, because I get inspired. I'm like, oh, now I need to do this. Now I need to do that. Yikes. Yikes. Zoinks. It's supposed to be like in the 50s and 60s this week here, which will be nice to finally melt all the snow we need to melt. I need to melt a lot of snow at work. Yeah, thanks, CJ. Oops. And I got some. I also got some mounting boards, like the sticky mounting board stuff. I got some of that for the pattern, for the stuff we need to frame. Um, so hopefully some of this stuff will start going pretty fast. In terms of framing, turns out I have some frames downstairs I totally forgot about. Empty ones that I don't know if I was going to put photos in them or maybe they were for cross stitch. I really don't know. Stitching away. I'm lost in my thoughts. Things I gotta do. Did I start over? All right, Sheila. We'll see you later. I'm stitching it on 14 count Ada. There we go. Multi-stream. It says live 11 minutes, but then on the other hand, it shows, ooh, what's this? What's this here? Click to read my unread notifications. Drop frames, drop frames. Oh, okay. The stream got disconnected. I'm sorry, guys. What's this on Twitch? Wonder if it's too much for it to handle. Stream-wise. Too hot to handle cross stitch. Ah. Ba-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-dum. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. So I think we're going to get close to ending our stream here, kiddos. Getting a little bit of a chill. And I gotta run over and get my stuff done. And I gotta start researching. Apparently, what is up? Aquarius lulls? Aquarius. Cool, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna finish up this little bitty bit and figure out what we're gonna do. Go. Thanks. Appreciate it. It's one of my own designs, actually. I mean, I didn't design Lincoln Memorial, but that'd be cool if I did, but I did not. But it is my cross-stitch design. So if you want it, it is on my Etsy channel. If you are, or my Etsy store, I should say. Let me find my stuff. Find it on Stitching Jules Design. Stitching Jules Design. And it's digital download there. And since I'm here, let me show you guys the new stuff. I got a whole new section, the watercolor section, that I want to start on here soon. Da -da 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 -da. There we go. View all. So I don't know how much you guys can see here. Let me put it away from the... So these are the new patterns that are I just put up on the store. Oh, thanks, Victoria. I appreciate it. So these are the new ones. We've got our Sleeping Labs, our King Charles Cavalier. We got a kitten. There's a car. So something different. Ronnie Rose still has free shipping on his patterns. Nice. Very cool. Well, let me show. I'll show his story in just a second here. Got the terrier dog. Did this purple flower. Got more dogs. There's a lady on a swing. We got a Sheltie, beagle, and an eyeball. So these are all copyright-free images that I then converted into cross-stitch patterns. I only have them on digital downloads right now, just to kind of see how they do, see if people are interested. But if I'm going to do one of my own pieces, I'm not sure which one. I kind of like the golden. But I also want to do the, I don't know. There's so many I want to do. But anyway, there's that. And then let's look at Ronnie here real quick. On his website, I really like this Back in Time one that he did, which he actually has it on instant download, but I don't think it's Pattern Keeper compatible. But it's basically like an image of sort of like older cars kind of fading out in front of this old farmhouse. It's exactly the kind of thing that I would have done before I started doing all my own stuff as far as stitching. Where are you, Ronnie? But yeah, he's got free shipping on his stuff. Hold on. So he's got a lot of these Colonial Williamsburg that are on there. Really beautiful, beautiful stuff that are more in color. Are really gorgeous. I mean, how he's done this stuff is pretty amazing. So I will definitely promote his stuff as much as I can, because he's awesome. And then he's got his doll faces, and he's got all these specials. Then he has all these smaller patterns, and you can get like a whole collection of stuff for lower price. The brownstones are the ones that I really like. I really like this one, the row house. He calls them row houses. Oh, there we go. So those, really like that. That's so cool. But anyway, that's Ronnie's stuff. Oh, there's so much. I get so, that's why I'm like, you're gonna have to like keep me away from all the other designers, because I'm just gonna end up buying so many different things to do that it's gonna be ridiculous. Back in time. Just went and purchased Flight. Oh, Flight is so cool. It is really, really good. Yeah, Back in Time. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, he's still like so good. So, so good. But yeah, I hope the rest of you guys have a wonderful day. And I thank you so much for hanging out with me while we stitch or whatever we're doing together. Whatever you're working on is cool. And I got to go and do some work stuff, but then I'm going to come back and research up this whole needlework celebration that apparently I've been missing out on. Probably because the gods themselves are like, don't send her to this show. She'll have to mortgage her house and sell her car in order to pay for all the designs she wants to take home. That's probably why I didn't know about it before now. Things happen for reasons. Man, anyway, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Happy stitching. Stay warm and safe, and I will see you all very soon. Take care.